My name is Alex Cooley. I'm Deputy Director for Social Science Programming here at Harriman, and delighted to introduce today's speaker, who is Dr. Gražvydo Jasučio, who is PhD from Vilnius University, 2011, has deep experience not only as a scholar of looking at sources of frozen conflicts and post-Soviet conflicts, but also a practitioner. That he engaged with Georgian issues in 2000-2005 when he was working for the Ministry of Defense in Lithuania. And then 2012-2013, he was in Georgia, and he was the human security team leader of the European Union's monitoring mission.
In 1980, I was approached by my teacher who said, you know, during the New Year celebration, we're gonna play a game. And we would like you to perform a Georgian boy. I said, all right, that sounds fascinating. I came back home and I asked that, you know, I need some Georgian clothes or stuff like that because I have to go back to school to attend the performance. And you know, he gave me a cat. I didn't like a cat because it smelled bad. It was an original one. And he gave me a real dagger. This is what I like. And at that time
Daggers are popular.
Yeah, and at that time I didn't realize that this dagger is really important in the Caucasus region. Because this dagger is a part of their philosophy, a part of their culture, a part of their traditions. And after 32 years, my airplane landed in Tbilisi, and I joined the European Union monitoring mission in a role of human security team leader. I spent 2 years literally on open source monitoring, on interviewing with commuters, on speaking with famous and infamous Georgian interlocutors and Ossetian interlocutors, and we gathered a bunch of good and valuable information on this conflict. And today it's a great privilege that Alexander Cooley accompanied me and introduced me, and it's a great honor for me to be here at the Harriman Institute to present my findings. In my view, each conflict is engulfed by personalities. And at this stage, I see three major personalities we can talk about. First of all, this is Zviad Gamsakhurdia, the famous nationalist of Georgia. He played a major role in this conflict. We have Eduard Shevardnadze, the president of Georgia. He remains a spiritually very powerful figure even at the present time. And here, it's pretty blurry picture, but this is the South Ossetian leader Kulumbegov. He played a major role from South Ossetian side.
What are the numbers?
Numbers? Oh, okay. Well, it's based on a conflict management theory. Each conflict consists of 5 stages: pre-conflict, confrontation, crisis, post-conflict, and outcome. And in fact, these figures shows the level of violence. In my view, reconciliation is a key and magic word in the conflict, because only reconciliation can help to bring these communities together and to solve the issues. At the present stage, we have 2 formats. The first is Geneva. It's a high political level at which South Ossetian, Abkhazian, Russian, Georgian, under let's say supervision of UN, OSCE, and the European Union, try to talk. And now in the field we have the IPRM. This is the Incident Prevention and Response Mechanism. This is really good because it responds to incidents. Here the key and magic word is the incident. In my view, it would be good to expand the mandate of the IPRM. And IPRM brings together around the table people from de facto government, from the European Union monitoring mission, from OSCE, Russia and Georgia. So all of them speak together. And I think this is pretty useful. Normally we erect this tent between, let me show you on the map. Again, it's in Ergineti. It's Himalaya. This is Ergineti. So in the middle we erect a tent. From one side, South Ossetian and Russian delegations come. From another side, international community along with Georgians. arrive. And then in the middle, they speak about the incidents. And my research on the conflict between South Ossetia and Georgia was focused primarily on this level, on reconciliation. What I was trying to do, I was trying to employ the community relation theory, which is a very valuable tool in a conflict management. The theory itself was coined in early 50s or 60s by the British scientists, and they employed this theory in the Northern Ireland. So I think it's pretty applicable theory in the conflict between Georgia and South Ossetia. It's very simple at first glance as a theory, because it consists of two parts. The first part says, we have to increase the level of tolerance and the level of communication between the communities. But in order to do so, first we have to strengthen the communities. So the first level is focused on strengthening the communities through various projects and initiatives. And then the second stage places a heavy emphasis on interaction between these communities. Once the communities have been strengthened up to a certain level, then you can start the reconciliation process and interaction between the communities. And the theory offers a number of areas which could bring these communities together. And first of all, they offer that church can play a role. Then we can conduct the work focused on reducing misunderstanding. We can conduct the work, the so-called justice and right work, when people come together, especially those who suffered from a conflict. So we can come together, we can speak about that loudly, we can organize some radio programs, and for folks it's very important. Then it's about security actors, because security actors in most cases, and especially in the post-conflict situation, they still play a major role, and they have pretty bad image in the conflict-affected population. So again, we have to work about the security actors in the area. Then various economic initiatives, cultural work, religious event. There are lots of areas that can be covered in that aspect, and community relation theory goes in a very, very detail what can be done at this level. And in my view, it's pretty beneficial. All right, and this is my last slide, and I am standing on a mountain, and South Ossetia is over there. Okay, thank you for your attention.